From the Virgil in Midtown Reno, a production of the A&A Media Group and Consider It Done Productions. Award-winning, aging, and awesome. Here are your hosts, Kai Sisson and Aaron Breen.
Welcome to season 6 of Aging and Awesome, and for the first time in front of a live studio audience. Hi, everybody. So good to see all of you. We are coming to you from the brand new venue in Midtown Reno, the Virgil. Isn't it beautiful, Breen?
It is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you realize this, but this used to be a church. Then it was remodeled and became a bank, U.S. Bank. And now it's been redone one more time, and it does look more like a church. I call it the Church of Aging and Awesome, perhaps.
Church of Aging and Awesome. Well, welcome to our wonderful people. Yes, we're excited to have you here and bring you this new show in a new way.
So this is one of our big changes? What's this?
Breen, this is a mustache. I'm trying it on. It'll be here for the rest of the year.
Okay. That's another change. But you know, there is a lot that will never change for us. We are still focused on you and on bringing you all the information and all of the trends and the tips, everything you need to know in a graceful and productive way. No matter how the world changes all around us, we want to be here for you.
Well, we've got a great show ahead to kick off this new season. We'll be chatting with our friends at the Trustmasters about how many are misinformed about if their will or trust is set up correctly. We tell you what you need to double check.
And new legislation out there is changing how those with Medicare supplemental plans can reconsider your options. Healthcare Benefits Associates is here to explain.
And of course, a little later in the show, a spin in my cab. An all-new contestant is aboard to answer some questions and quandaries about the world. Stay tuned for that.
Well, you do know that because of the pandemic, we are all doing nearly everything you can think of, just a little bit differently. Now, from traveling to shopping to a lot of people working at home. And some older workers are just calling it quits altogether because of the pandemic.
Now, according to the Schwartz Center, nearly 2 million older Americans have left the labor force altogether since the beginning of the pandemic. And according to the National Institute for Retirement Security, more than a quarter of all workers say COVID has prompted them to move up their retirement date.
And you know what? That was the case with Kathy DeFrancesco. Have a look. Kathy taught special ed in Washoe County schools for 28 years. And when COVID hit, she didn't get sick, but she sure did get frustrated.
So everything for the last 3 months had to be done with Zoom meetings, and it was very, very difficult trying to schedule parents, teachers, admin, specialists. Sometimes my internet went out because I live way out in Rancho Haven. You had to get all your kids together and try to do Zoom lessons. You know, and at the very beginning, parents didn't know how to get online. Some parents didn't even have computers. So it was very difficult.
She was just a year from her planned retirement when the idea struck.
So I just said, you know what, let me just figure out the finances. Maybe I can just retire.
She did the math to cut her budget by $1,000 a month, and she took the district's early retirement incentive.
So I took that, and I paid off my car and my credit cards.
And she refinanced her house.
That took $200 off my mortgage. And now I do a little bit of pet sitting to make a little extra money.
Yeah.
So I just did it.
And you know what? She's not alone.
COVID has changed the world in so many different ways.
Chris Abst has seen a lot of changes over the 30 years he's been a financial advisor. He says that COVID has led a lot of people to reassess their situations.
A lot of times people look and say, wow, I actually can afford to retire. I don't have to go back to work. Then the question is, once they know that's the case, they ask the question, do I want to go back to work? Is it giving me some type of enjoyment, some type of fulfillment? And if the answer is no, well, it would be reasonable for that person to say, I don't want to go back to work.
The first step is figuring out how much money you have and how much you'll need, just like Kathy did. You really need to understand your assets and your commitments. And even though the stock market and housing prices are up right now, you also need to anticipate what's coming down the road.
And then you want to understand, how much risk are you taking? Is it in line with your risk tolerance? And are you earning an appropriate return for that? And in doing so, you're asking the question, is there something I can do differently? Is there something that I can do better so when the market does have a correction, you know what's going to happen, you're okay, and you don't throw your financial security out the window.
But just look at the payoff. Kathy now spends her days with her beloved dogs and her horse and focusing on fitness.
My true passion right now is I joined Crunch Fitness, the gym, and I take 6 classes a week, and I love it.
Plus, she kayaks, bikes, hikes, and shoots with friends. And now she actually has time to work on art she's never had the time to try. It wasn't instantaneous, but she has made the transition to full retirement mode.
It took me a while to get to the point where I could sleep without stress, not think about school. It was an adjustment at first.
And while she has scaled things back financially, she says her life is fuller overall.
Everything I do is because I want to.
And for her, it's been worth every penny she's cut to make it happen.
I love being retired. Oh, it was totally worth it. I recommend it to anyone who's close.
Yeah.
Find a way to make it work.
Now, that was the right decision for Kathy, but as you just saw, she spent a lot of time making sure that it would actually work.
And I really like how she sought help, figuring out that her finances were in the right place, that she was in the right place, and it might seem overwhelming at first, but it's able to be accomplished. It was a great story, Breen. Thank you so much. Well, you saw Chris Apps there in the show. You can catch his TV show. It's right here on 2 News, Redefining Retirement on KTVN tomorrow and every Sunday at 5:30. Still to come on award-winning Aging and Awesome.
The Trust Masters are here tonight with tips on what to double check when you've got a will and a trust, and why you should even have one in the first place if you don't already.
For those of you who are on Medicare and have supplemental plans, listen up. Health Benefits Associates will explain how new legislation could save you money. But first, we'll head over to Club Breen to reconvene. That's in 90 seconds.
I'm a former football player from the 60s, and believe me, I know Medicare.
Wait a minute, this guy doesn't know which Medicare plan is best for you. He teases benefits that may not even be in our area. And then, when you call, someone in a cubicle across the country sells you something. The Medicare Store team lives here and works here. They give free, unbiased, personal Medicare advice. Trust the Medicare Store, not the football guy. Come on by or visit themedicarestore.com.
Thinking about moving or downsizing? You should meet my good friend, Marsha Rambo, with Realty One Group Eminence. With over 35 years experience, if you're looking for a home that better fits your lifestyle, Marsha is the right person for you.
Thanks, Joe. My name is Marsha Rambo, and I've been advocating for seniors for decades, specializing in helping older people find the right home during every stage of life.
Call Marsha today and tell her I sent you.
Eden Home Health is Northern Nevada's highest rated home health for quality of patient care. You have a choice. Ask your doctor for the best in-home health care, Eden Home Health. And Eden Hospice. The personalized care team at Eden Hospice is dedicated to focusing on your loved one's quality of life during a difficult time. Eden Hospice's mission is to ensure dignity for every patient. Find out how Eden Hospice can help your family by calling 841-6123.
Are you one of those people who sees a glass as half empty or half full? As Salman Rushdie put it, reality is a question of perspective. Now, your perspective can be an individual view. It can also be a personal choice. I mean, we are living in a time when far too many people keep to their silos of information instead of even bothering to consider any other view. But sometimes what you think you see changes when you get a look at the full picture. As C.S. Lewis put it, what you see and what you hear very often depends on where you're standing. And I'd say it also depends on your own mindset. You know, it's like that story of the two sons who were raised by the same alcoholic father. One grew up and became an alcoholic himself. And when he was asked why, his answer was simple. He said, "I watched my father." The other son grew up and he never took a single drink. And when they asked him why, he also said, "Well, I watched my father." Some say that your perspective can predict your future. I mean, a closed-minded person will stick to his or her own beliefs without even wavering, while an open-minded one will consider the possibilities. I guess that's why this Chinese proverb holds. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. It's all your perspective. It's the difference between having parents and being parents, between a mountain and a molehill, or a challenge and an opportunity. It all boils down to your perspective. Because the right perspective makes the impossible possible. That's a picture of my own son, Sammy, out on Lake Tahoe. So think about this. Next time you see a field of dandelions, are you looking at 100 weeds or 1,000 wishes? It's your choice. For Aging and Awesome, I'm Erin Breen.
Reconvene with Erin Breen is presented by the Medicare Store. The Medicare Store is local and gives free, unbiased, personal Medicare advice. Visit the Medicare Store today.
The Better Business Bureau investigates and reports on scams that hurt consumers through the BBB Scam Tracker website. Here, some people share their stories and others educate themselves. And together, we empower our community.
Health Benefits Associates, your Medicare experts here in Northern Nevada, with offices here in Reno, Sparks, and the Carson Valley.
Finding an insurance plan can be hard, especially one that covers your doctors and your prescriptions. At Health Benefits Associates, we work to ensure your Medicare plan covers your medication and your physicians. We'd love for you to come on in, go over your options, and help you enroll in the right Medicare plan.
At Reno Eye Institute, you'll get the attention you deserve from a doctor who cares.
I came in to see Dr. Freeman at Reno Eye Institute because I was able to get in and see him right away, and that was very important to me. From the moment I met Dr. Freeman, I felt that he really cared about me. He cared about my eyes and cared about me as a person.
At Reno Eye Institute, our focus is you.
Now accepting new patients. Call Reno Eye Institute today at 451-7268.
Welcome back to Aging and Awesome. If you're on Medicare, you're going to want to listen up. New legislation is actually bettering how you can choose what's best for your healthcare needs and what's better for your wallet, because that's what matters at the end of the day, right? Joining us now is Alex Sampson with Health Benefits Associates. Hi, Alex. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Kai.
So this legislation, what do people need to know?
So whether you're on a Medicare plan, a Medicare supplement, or Medicare Advantage, right now, the only thing consistent is change. Medicare supplements are changing, the prices are going up, especially on the plan that's not offered anymore, the Plan F. And Medicare Advantage plans are changing. And a lot of those are changing every year, a lot of them for the better, a lot of them for the worse. So no matter what, the best thing that you can know is to reevaluate your options every single year between October 15th and December 7th.
And I think a lot of people don't know, supplement plans go up based on how old you are, right? Where a Medicare Advantage plan, does that pretty much stay consistent or no?
Well, exactly what you said. A Medicare Advantage plan doesn't depend on your age, and Medicare supplements do. So the supplements do increase every single year. They go up and up and up. And as you mentioned with that new legislation, couldn't be more important now to take a look, because for the first time ever, beginning January 1st, 2022, you can change your Medicare supplement without any health questions here in Nevada right around your birthday. And so that's something that is brand new legislation. They just introduced it this year, and it could not be more important for people that have been on the same supplement for years and years and years, and now have seen that price just go up and up and up. And now they think, well, I don't want to switch that supplement because maybe I've had some health history, maybe I can't pass those health questions. Now you have an opportunity to make that switch without any health questions right around your birthday in 2022.
So what you're saying, if someone has a new condition that they didn't have when they first signed up for their supplement plan, they won't have to disclose that to the government.
Exactly. They won't have to disclose it to the private insurance companies. And that really could not be more important, because these Medicare supplement plans are so strict with regard to what they ask and the health questions they require in order for you to switch plans. And so it cannot be understated that now is definitely the right time to shop around and take a look at these options.
Well, that's coming up. Do we have any questions from our studio audience?
Yes, Alex. My husband's a retired military and we have TRICARE for life. And I wonder what possible Medicare plans we could use without forfeiting any of our current benefits.
There are different levels of veterans benefits you could be part of. And depending on which level you're part of, it can be maybe better to stay on the veterans benefits and not get any plan, or to buy a plan, and that could be the best option for you. And so we love to evaluate those. I would love to evaluate those and find out. There are also Medicare Advantage plans that are specifically designed for veterans and their families, and those could be a great way to go depending on your situation.
Great question, Claire. Thank you. And another from Igna from Morningstar.
Since Prominence broke their tie with one of the local hospitals, are they still going to be offering insurance, and do you know what hospital they're going to connect with?
Yes, St. Mary's Health Plans has recently changed the contract and the number of doctors that they work with. And this will happen more and more often as more Medicare Advantage insurance companies come into town and start working with exclusive hospital groups. It'll be important to reevaluate those, and that's why it's important to take a fresh look at those every single year and determine which Medicare Advantage plan covers the doctors that you need with the hospitals and facilities that you go to.
Thank you so much to our studio audience for those great questions. Thank you, Alex, Health Benefits Associates. If you'd like to reach Alex, you can there at the number on your screen.
Thanks, Kai. And still ahead, a spin in Kai's cab. And why do you even need a will anyway? Trustmasters is here to explain the why and the how for writing a will and a trust, right after a quick thank you to our closed captioning partner.
Even with more than 1 million people cared for by hospice each year, the decision to call hospice is never easy. However, at Infinity Hospice Care, many families tell us they wish they would have contacted us sooner. And with hospice being covered by Medicare and most insurance, the decision to get your loved ones the help they need is even easier. Plus, the registered nurses at Infinity Hospice Care are available 24/7. To learn if we can help, go to infinityhospicecare.com.
Welcome back to the season 6 premiere of Aging and Awesome. We are joined right now by Tara Jorgensen, who's with Trustmasters. Boy, there's a lot to learn about trusts if you're not really into them, right? And we all need to kind of be thinking about them. I think one thing I don't really understand is, what's a living trust?
A living trust is a legal document that can be held by a person or a family. And this document is extremely important. It's one of the most important things a person can do in their life. It lays out a plan of how to distribute your assets when you pass away. But also a living trust is good for your lifetime, in that it sets up a plan if you were ill or something happened to you, that someone you trust is placed in that successor trustee position in order to stand in for you until you're better.
And it's different than a will.
Yes, a will and a trust are very different. Actually, a trust is an entity, a legal entity. You could think of it as a bubble of safety in which you place your assets. You do that by retitling those into the name of the trust. So for instance, your home. Rather than having your home titled in your name, Aaron Breen, you can have your home titled in the name of your trust. If you die, God forbid, your trust continues living on, holding that asset in its name. Thus, you don't go to probate court.
Which is the big key here.
That's the big key.
To avoid probate.
That's the primary goal, is to avoid probate. On the other hand, a will cannot hold assets, and if a person who just has a will dies, they will go to probate court. And in probate court, it has to be proven who owns their assets, and through a long, arduous, expensive process of probate, that will is proven, and eventually, after maybe, sometimes a couple years, the assets are distributed to perhaps the people who should have them, but maybe not.
So it really protects you.
Yes, the trust is the entity and the will is the distributor of the assets. So they work together like partners. You need both.
Say you have a plan set up. You come in, talk to Trustmasters, figured out how to set everything up for yourself. Can you go back and revisit that and change things?
Absolutely. So we do revocable trusts. Revocable means that it can be changed throughout your lifetime. Once the person who owns that trust dies, the trust becomes irrevocable and can no longer be changed.
And you might take a look at the circumstances. We're in a pandemic, we're this, we're that. I think I need to revisit this and have a look at it, right?
Exactly. And so it's a changeable, flexible document. Life changes, your document can change.
But your people that do it for you don't change. You go back to the same people, right? Because you know exactly what's in mine or whatever,
That's right? And we're familiar with the client. So we really get to know all of our clients. We sit down with them, we do a free hour, and we educate a lot. There's a lot to know about this topic, so we educate people. We used to do seminars until the COVID hit. And
but you have some coming up, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. So things are opening up again, and we're very excited to be able to educate people again.
Boy, you answered all my questions.
So I want to ask you a question.
Oh, what would that be?
Do you know the difference between a mud puddle and a geyser?
No.
Enthusiasm!
Tara Jorgensen with Trustmasters, thank you so much for joining us here today. And if you want to get a hold of Tara, just check out, we'll have a website and a phone number for you on the screen.
Thank you, Erin.
Life is story. Pages of amazing adventure and narrow escapes. Bold steps taken, races run, chapters on love and hard lessons and new beginnings. Your life, your legacy, our privilege to serve. Morningstar Senior Living.
NV Legal Docs LLC, they are the Trust Masters, is a proud sponsor of Aging and Awesome, providing affordable wills, trusts, and estate planning document services. They are much different than your typical expensive law firm, offering flat fee pricing customized for each family. Having a trust is so important, and the NV Legal Docs team will explain at their no-cost, no-pressure seminar. Book your spot today and give them a call at 775-683-3100. Living trusts. Don't leave Earth without one. Living at Lakeside Manor, an independent senior living community in the heart of Reno, means pleasure for the residents and peace of mind for their families. Rooms are available now, starting at $15.80 a month. Take a tour of Lakeside Manor today.
If you're 64 or 65 and newly eligible for Medicare, you only have a few months to enroll, or you may incur a late enrollment penalty. By understanding Medicare now, you'll have time to get a full picture of the choices that are right for you. Join experts from Senior Care Plus for a free ABCs of Medicare seminar to learn about Medicare and the options available to you. Sign up at seniorcareplus.com or call 775-982-3158 today.
Oh my goodness gracious. Everybody, this is just a really special day because we have a special lady in the back. It's Dottie. Hi, Dottie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. This is an exciting day.
I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being willing. She was a little hesitant at first.
Oh,
but
yeah.
What was your hesitancy about being in the cab?
Well, I think answering those questions, you know, you don't want to be a dummy.
No, you're not a dummy. You're sharp as a tack. You're only 50 years old, right?
Oh, no.
Tell the world how old you are, because it's awesome.
I'm 90 and very blessed.
90 and extremely blessed. Dottie, you are sharp as a tack, a lot of fun. We're going to show how the world how smart you are. You ready?
Okay.
Here are the rules, Dottie. You get 3 out of 4 questions right today, and you are a winner of a fantastic prize. I'm going to give you some chocolate from the chocolate shop in Gardnerville, okay?
Oh, wonderful.
Dottie's ready to play. I'm ready to play. Yay! Question number 1, Dottie.
Okay.
Which U.S. state is known as the Sunflower State? Is it A, Kansas, B, Colorado, C, New Mexico, or D, Florida?
The first one.
Kansas?
Yeah.
That is correct!
Yay!
Well, Dottie, good. You got one right. Let's keep this thing rolling. Question number 2. What Major League Baseball team features a halo in its logo? Option number 1, the Washington Nationals. B, Toronto Blue Jays. C, the Los Angeles Angels. And is that your answer, I'm assuming?
That's my answer. And if I didn't know that, living in Southern California, boy.
No, you got it right. Los Angeles Angels. Good, good. Well, all right, Dottie, you're on a roll. Get this last one right.
Yeah.
And you win some chocolate. Here we go. Question number 3. A classic pina colada is flavored with pineapple and what other fruit? Is it A, mangoes, B, coconut, C, banana, or D, kiwi?
Coconut.
Coconut, is that your final answer?
Yes.
Dottie, you are a winner!
Yay!
Well, you are so great. Congratulations, 3 for 3. See, you had nothing to be scared of, Dottie.
You got that right.
You are so awesome. Isn't she awesome, everybody?
Well, that was fun. That was fun.
Dottie, in your 90 years.
90 years old is right, yeah.
In your 90 years, you're on TV right now. Do you have anything you want to share with the world?
I would share with the world, God help our world, because we're in a mess. We need all the help we can get.
Amen. I believe that too. Dottie, God bless you. Thank you for coming aboard the cab. You're welcome anytime, seriously.
I loved it. I'm glad I said yes.
Kai's Cab is presented by Senior Care Plus, the only Nevada-based not-for-profit Medicare Advantage plan serving Washoe County and Carson City. Senior Care Plus, for the healthiest reasons.
Coming up next week, we recognize the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks with a group who took on comforting the children of firefighters lost in that attack. They were wrapping them in love, and we're going to meet those caring volunteers and have their story on what fueled them with their project, which was called Comfort Quilts. We'll see you all back here next Saturday at 7 o'clock on CBS Reno as Season 6 rolls on.
Well, that's all the time we have for today from the Virgil in Midtown Reno. Thank you so much for watching Aging and Awesome, and thank you to our live studio audience for coming. Our challenge for you this week: early retirement may or may not be the best idea for you, but this week we challenge you to take inventory of whether or not you are living your best life. Are there changes or adjustments that would make your life better, whether reconnecting with old friends or making new ones?
Be sure to head to our website, agingandawesome.com, where we'll be posting all of the important information that we learned today in the featured segment tab. And you know what? You can subscribe to our weekly newsletter too, where we'll be sending you updates on local events, ideas, and inspiration. All of that and more on our website, agingandawesome.com.
Now, this show would not be possible without community stakeholders who are worthy of your patronage, as they are working tirelessly to better the lives of seniors and their families right here in Northern Nevada. A big thank you to
the Trustmasters,
the Medicare Store,
Marsha Rambo with Realty One Group Eminence,
Morningstar Senior Living of Sparks,
the Better Business Bureau,
Health Benefits Associates, Eden Hospice and Eden Home Health,
Nevada's Aging and Disability Services Division,
Lakeside Manor,
Infinity Hospice Care, Reno Eye Institute,
and Senior Care Plus.
On behalf of all of us at Aging and Awesome, have a wonderful week ahead. We'll see you next time.
Bye.